Hey, real quick, before we get into the show, just want to ask you this. Are you or your company in the business of selling manufactured homes? Because, real briefly here, what I wanted to tell you is we are in the business, it's actually our mission to take your salespeople and your managers and turn them into professionals. So what I would advise you to do is, and I'll leave a link in the description below, is to go ahead and book your free consultation with us here at Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, because you and your business deserve professionals. Book your free consultation. Back to the show. I figured we would do some whiteboard wisdom this week, so follow along with me here. So, 2024, worst year in home sales in 30 years. Okay, so 2024, the absolute worst year in home sales in 30 years. And why is it the worst year? Okay, it's the worst year because of a couple of factors. A couple of factors are, one, interest rates. Interest rates were high, okay? And the other thing is supply was low. Supply was low, and also, especially site-built homes, were very expensive. Very expensive. So prices went up, supply down, interest rates higher than what they had been. So that's, hope you're following along. That's 2024. That is why there was a lot less homes moved in 2024. When I say moved, I mean sold. Okay? So we will erase this. And what I'd like to get into, because I get this question a lot. In manufactured housing, prefab housing, whatever you want to call it, factory built housing. I just call it homes because they're beautiful. Okay? They're beautiful homes, okay? But this is stuff that really just people don't quite have a grasp on. So, and maybe you're someone that's trying to figure out the differences in what are the home offerings if I go to manufactured housing. So follow along, and I'm going to explain that and try to do it in a visual way to hopefully you better understand, okay? Because I think I'm kind of a visual learner myself, and I think this is a good way of grasping it, okay? So follow along. So homes, okay? Manufactured, prefab, okay. All right, so one option is you got your truck. I'm going to draw a truck. We'll see how good of a truck I draw. And maybe we put a pipe up here. And we'll put a wheel here. And we're going to put the trailer, so to speak, back here. Okay, I'm going to put a few more wheels. Okay, so we're talking, you notice there's no home behind that truck. Okay, so what we're talking about here is we are talking modular. Okay, so you noticed I drew the home after I'd drawn the truck. So modular, think about it as like building blocks. Okay, modular is built to your local code. Okay, and it's framed out of wood just like any site-built home. And think about little modules. Think about like if you were building blocks. All right, like my son likes playing with building blocks and building things. So just think if you've got 3 blocks and you stack them up, it's kind of like that. They're little modules, if you will, but you could have multi-section, or you could have single section. You could have all types of a modular built home. And modular is built to local code. They move the pieces off the trailer. Again, these homes don't have wheels. They don't have axles. They don't have a tongue attached to them for transport. It's just wood framed modules, if you will, that are being delivered to the site, taken off the trailer, and put together like building blocks to build your home. And it's, again, local code meets local code, so it's built to the same specifications as any site-built construction. Okay? So that is modular. Okay? Now, we'll look at a couple other options. Let me erase this. So the other options would be, you're going to hear this term, and again, I would get away from terms. I would call it homes, because that's what they are. They're homes. Okay? But the other terms, you will hear something along the lines of single wide. You could hear also, this is kind of the modern, you're hearing this more modern day, is single section. Okay, single section homes. What's a single wide or a single section home? Well, it's kind of says it itself, but it's one piece. And so it's one home, one piece. I'm just going to draw it. That's not a very good drawing. But anyway, you get the idea. So this is a single section, and now these homes, they're built to the HUD code, okay? And the HUD code was established in 1976, but these homes do have a tongue, and they will have, I'm drawing them out, it's probably not very good, but they will have axles and wheels underneath attached to them. Okay, and this will be under here, this will be steel framing. Steel frame underneath, wood, sheetrock, whatever, just building materials like you'd use on any other home up here, but you'll have a steel frame on the bottom, and you'll have axle, tongue, wheels to move it down the road. And I'd argue they might be even built better than a site-built home, because these homes can go down the road 55 miles an hour. So think about that. How well is something built if it can handle going down the interstate 55 miles an hour? Something to think about. But that is your single wide or single section home. And all this stuff, you know, the tongue can be removed, the wheels, the axles, those can all be removed. And this can, you could either put a skirting around it if you put it on blocks or whatever, or it could go on a permanent foundation. And guess what? This home on a permanent foundation becomes real estate. Becomes real estate just like any other home, any site-built home. It's considered real estate. And lenders, there are underwriters and lenders, they will consider it real estate because once you put a permanent foundation under a home, it becomes real estate. All right? So follow along with me. So that is a single wide, a single section home. So then we're going to erase this and we will get into another option. Again, single section, single wide. We're talking HUD code is what we're talking about. Manufactured to the HUD code. So the other option is, what we'll do is we'll draw this. And we'll draw another part. Like this. Like that. All right. At least I'm not painting pictures, right? No. But anyway, so you notice there's two homes there, and let's do this. We will come out like that, and we'll draw put some wheels like that. Put some wheels and axles on it like that. And this is multi-section. So multi-section home, built to the HUD standard, HUD code. Again, just like the single section or single wide, you've got, you could have two pieces, two parts of the home, or you could have, they even make triple section homes now. There are some homes being manufactured that are two-story. So that's a little different spin, but there's actually multifamily homes being manufactured now. So there's a lot of options that didn't previously exist, but multi-section, you could, a lot of people would call these double wide. But again, that's really the starting point. I don't want you to think that it can only be two sections because it could be more than two sections nowadays. So again, at least two sections, but it could be more. And this is a multi-section home built to the HUD code. And again, just like the single section or single wide home, this, you can take the axles off, you can take the wheels off, you can get rid of the tongue, cut that off. You can either block it and put it on footers, or you could put it on a permanent foundation. And again, when you put a home like this on a permanent foundation, it becomes real estate because it's fixed to the ground. It's actually attached to the land, and that's what makes it real estate. So, and any, a lot of credit unions and stuff, they will lend to you if it's real estate that you're after, if that's what you're building. So, but don't get me wrong, there's lenders, what you would call chattel lenders, that will lend to you if you're putting this on a lot in a community or something like that. I'm not dissing that. That's a perfectly good option, and sometimes those communities have, they have more amenities than than your wealthy grandparents' home might have. So I'm just saying, not necessarily a bad option. And, I'm not knocking any of it. I'm just explaining these are the different types of homes. And again, I would call them homes because that's what they are. They're homes. But there's been a long-standing stigma or misunderstanding with what is it? They're not trailers. They're not mobile homes. That's not what they are. They are single section or multi-section. Some people would call them a single wide. Some people would call them double wide, triple wide, whatever. But you're either HUD code or you're built to the local code, and those are sections that don't have wheels, axles, and tongues attached to them, and they're considered modular homes, building blocks. So anyway, hope you got some value. Hope you got some understanding out of this. I'm curious in the comments, would you buy one of these homes? Would you buy one of these homes? I want to know, what's your opinion? The last show that I did, I showed you the inside of some of these homes, and really just as beautiful as anything site built. So there's no denying that you can have what you want in these homes. The only difference is these ones, they're manufactured indoors instead of manufactured outdoors with all the elements, and so again, another reason to think, hey, maybe this is the way to go. But would you buy and live in a manufactured or prefab home? Would you? I'd like to know in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe if you're getting value out of this. I think a lot of people will get value out of this, and I hope you spread the word about this channel, because we want to grow, and it starts with you all. Till the next one, peace.